recording. All right, cool. All right, guys. Thursday. It's October 1st. Whoop, whoop. I cannot believe it's already October. It's crazy. OMG. Did Christine just do a dance? I like that. Raise the roof. Is that what she did? Whoop, whoop. All right, guys. So, yeah, I have 3 more days left of the Ultimate Reset. I've been in such a brain fog and so out of it. And it's been amazing, but painful at the same time. So, I might still sound drunk this week on the call because I don't have a lot of brain cells from it, but next week I will be gone. I have conferences, but I will be back to myself. So anyways, just bear with me, but I think you guys are used to me now. So I want to start out the call by recognizing all of our peeps that are new coaches that are on the call, which I know Christine is one of our new coaches. Hey, Christine. Welcome. I don't know if any other new coaches are on here. The people on the phone are muted. For any new coaches listening to the recording, welcome. We had some rank advancements this week on the team. I know Chelsea had a few people on her team. I can't remember all the names, but congratulations to all of them. Did anyone else have any rank advancements on their teams? Raise your hand if you did, or type in the chat box. Okay, cool. And then congrats to all of our Success Club rock stars from September. We'll have that posted very soon. And let's see. I was going to say something else and I forgot. So our challenge pack promotions for October, I believe, I glanced at the email. Let me open it up real quick. Whoops, that's not it. I know that it's 21-day fix for sure. If anyone else knows off the top of their head before I get to the email, you can type it in the chat box. I should have had this open already. 21-day fix extreme, and Body Beast are on sale this month for our promos. Oh, thank you, Susanna. Cool. So tonight I wanted to talk about a topic that I had this whole notebook of notes of stuff that I learned at the conference that I went to a few weeks ago, and now I'm about to go to 3 conferences. So I'm going to have even more stuff to teach you guys. I'll have topics for 2 years. This is from the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing conference that I went to, and I titled it The Power of the 7-Hour Work Week because that's essentially what this particular speaker talked about. But this lady, I've heard her speak at other Eric Worre conferences before, and she's freaking amazing. She's hilarious. She's like this beautiful Black lady. I can't remember what network marketing company she's in, but at the last one that I saw her speak at, I went up to her after having a few drinks and I'm like, Tiffany, you're freaking awesome. And I loved your big butt thing because she did this speech on how everyone has big butts. They have excuses well, I could do this, but, and she made a whole presentation on it. It was freaking awesome. But she's amazing. She's a 7-figure or above earner in network marketing. Again, I don't remember what company she's with, but if you want to look her up, her name's Tiffany Malott. I'll type it in the chat box. She's amazing. So this is all notes that I learned from her. And let's see, I'm going to just give you guys a few things that she talked about when she started, her, what I want to call it, speech, I guess you want to call it, at this conference, because she was talking about how she got started in network marketing and how much time she put in. And she kind of just started her story by saying that, when we have more money, that doesn't necessarily give us happiness, but having more money gives us more freedom so that we can have more of those precious moments with the people that matter most to us. And I really liked that. So I wanted to just share that with you that she said that. And let's see. Most people, she started out by saying this too, most people don't know how to use their time. I know that I'm a person that has always struggled with time management. I struggle with being on time to stuff. Usually I'm that person that's always 5 minutes late. I always think that I have way more time than I actually have. And for me to stay focused, oh my God, I'm a mess. I have gotten to the point where when I sit down and do my power hour and work, I have to put my phone on airplane mode, put it across the room. I cannot look at it. I have to turn my Facebook notifications off because if you don't know how to manage your time, you could literally spend 3 hours doing what it would only take you 1 hour to do. Because I'm telling you, once I got a hang of this, I literally cut my work hours way, 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 way down. Literally, it would take me 3 hours to do my checklist. And now that I can focus, it takes me an hour. So this is super, super important. Tiffany also started out by saying that when she started in network marketing, I believe she still had a full-time job. She did. So she started at only working 5 hours in her first month. Like that's it, 5 hours in 30 days. And she made $1,000 in her first month, only working 5 hours. Then she said 3 years later, she's making 5 figures a week. And now she makes, or I'm sorry, 3 years later, she started making 5 figures a month. And then now she makes 5 figures a week, which, what is that? Is that $10,000 a week? Would that be 5 figures? 10,000 or more? Yeah. So that's pretty amazing. Okay, so let's see. She also started out by saying that if you can change this, then you will change your whole life. If you can change how you manage your time, you will change your whole life. And I have to attest to that because seriously, I've always been a person that struggles with this. So what she did is she just went through each of the different areas of what are like the vital behaviors essentially that we do in this business. And these are essentially all things that are on our Success Club daily checklist that we all have. And they include the 3 vital behaviors for us within Beachbody. So what she did is she discussed each thing, and I'm going to give you guys all of them in a second. And then she went through how much time that actually takes, like how much time it should take. A lot of people will spend way more time than necessary. I know I used to. But if you can get this down and if you can get organized and have a system in place, then literally it will change your life. There's something else. Hang on a second. Okay. So the first category is doing your exposures and invites, which we all know that's talking to new people, adding new people on social media, and inviting people every day. So at minimum, you should be talking to 2 new people a day and inviting 2 people a day. If you have really big goals, I would do 5, 10, 20. I've had weeks and months where I've invited 30 people a day. I mean, however big your goals are, however small they are, it's okay. Everyone's different. So think about that. Of course, it's going to take you a little bit more time if you're trying to invite 30 people a day than it would to invite 2. So keep that in mind. But this is talking like bare minimum. So if you invite 2 people a day and you work 5 days a week, it only takes you about 10 minutes to do 2 invites. For me, it takes me like a minute to do 2 invites. That's really because I have a system in place now. I didn't plan on doing this, but we're going to screen share and I'm going to show you guys what my system is. So when I sit down every day, I use Google Sheets because I don't have Excel on this laptop. So this is basically the Success Club daily checklist that you all get, but this is my version of it. So I have this daily checklist on what I'm going to do every day. And then I also have another Google Sheet where I have my contact list. So this is a comprehensive contact list of all the people that are on my Facebook or people that I've met in person. And it's in alphabetical order. And all of these dates that you see are the dates that I sent invites to them. Then I have a list of all the new people that I talk to every day and where I met them. So as you can see here, this was today. I met some people on Twitter and Instagram, and then I have columns over here for when I follow up with them. So I'll go follow up with these people next week just to see how they're doing. And then there's a column over here for when I invite them. So when I'm sending out my invites and my exposures, I just use this list and keep a good track of that. And then what I do is I'll go through my comprehensive list and I can pick out people that I can quickly send out invites to. I have on my notepad here, this is basically what you guys get in coach training, where it's the questions that you're talking to about people for the coaching opportunity, the challenge groups. This is all resources you already have. I just copied and pasted it on here. An invite, all I do is just send that out and it makes it super easy. So I just look at the people that I want to help on this list and then send that to them. So it makes it super simple. And as far as new exposures and new contacts, all I do, I don't really know if it's necessary for me to screen share this, but I can. I just go on Twitter and I will think of something that is a hashtag or a page that I follow because I'm going to connect with the people that are like me, that we can relate to each other. And I looked up a hashtag for Wanderlust. So as you can see, there's different pages or there's hashtags like where people have posted. And what you can do is you can go on these pages, look at their followers, click on their pages, their followers pages, and you can just read their profile real quick, compliment them, and then ask them a question. Literally, it's so quick. And then I do the same thing on Instagram, basically. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can get on Instagram on your computer at iconosquare.com. And I do the same thing. I'll just type in a hashtag. Like, I like to look up free spirit. It's like froze, but I'll look up, there it goes, free spirit. I'll look up the free spirit hashtag on Iconosquare. And you can see all these people's pictures. And then this is stuff that you guys also know from New Coach training, but there's the 5-3-1 rule that Chalene Johnson teaches, where if you like if you like 5 pictures on someone's page and comment on 3 of them, you'll get 1 new follower. So I just do that when I sit down, and I keep track of that on my contact list that I showed you guys earlier. And then there's also, I also am in a few Facebook groups. So there's this group that I found called Girls Club Women Empowering Women. And then I'm part of this launch team for Lewis Howes' new book coming out. So those are other groups that I go into that I interact in every day, and I meet new people, and I'll just keep track of that on my contact list too. And if you have any questions about what I just screen shared, just let me know. Oh, there's a question. Can you add your checklist sheet to the Dropbox? Yes, I will do that. So that's kind of my process of what I do when I'm doing my new exposures and invites. And literally it's super quick, like seriously, like 10 minutes. Okay. So that's the first category. The second category is your follow-ups and your 3 ways. How do you date your spreadsheet? Do you mean my contact list of like when I'm reaching out to new people? Is that what you mean, Susanna? If that is what you mean, I just date it by the date that I talk to them. And then when I'd send the follow-up, like here, I'll screen share again. So you can see here at the bottom, like I have different tabs. This is my comprehensive list. And then these are lists from different months. And the date that I followed up with them is in this category. And then when I invited them, the date is right there in that category. Oh, let's see, you typed in the chat box. You change the date every time you talk to them. No, I only change the dates like when they're a new contact and I first reached out to them. Let me screen share again. This comprehensive list though, these are all dates that I sent the invite out to them. So there are some people that I invited a really long time ago that I may want to invite again, because I mean, we all know that follow-up is the key. So I would just, like, if I want to invite Adam today, then I would just change the date on there when I invited him. But other than that, I don't do that, like for the new contacts. All right. So the next category is follow up in 3 ways. So let's see. If you are doing 2-3 ways a day, or let's see, my notes aren't making any sense right now. I must have not wrote everything down. But generally, you want to try to follow up. I mean, I go crazy when I follow up with people. I follow up with like everyone and their mama. So it takes me a lot more time. But if I am pressed for time and I only have an hour to work, then I will try to follow up with like 5 people. So if you follow up with 5 people, like literally that will only take you about 10 minutes. So if you think about that, then that is also 50 minutes a week. So now we're up to 100 minutes a week. So that's only a little over 2 hours, or almost 2 hours. And I can show you guys real quick too. I think I've shared this before on the team calls, my follow-up process, which I've kind of already done. But what I do, like I showed you guys this contact list that I have, and I'm behind with my follow-ups right now, but what I will do is I try to go and follow up with the new connections that I've made. Like maybe you want to pick like 5 of them that you want to follow up with a day. And I'll go, and the ideal thing once I get caught up will be next week. I will go follow up with the people that I reached out to this week. So that's my follow-up process for that. And I usually just ask how their week is going, comment on something on their page, stuff like that. As far as my prospects though, like people that have expressed interest in coaching, I'll show you guys my follow-up process for that. I have a spreadsheet here as well of all my prospects, and I just have it listed by priority. So people that are hot or people that were like the most interested. Then I have medium. Over here on another tab, I have low interest. So if people like haven't responded to me in a while, then I categorize that as low interest. Or if they just tell me that they're too busy, they're not interested right now, follow up with them later, they'll go on low level. So if they're low level of interest, I only follow up with them about once a month. If they're hot, then I try to follow up with them a few times throughout the week. And medium, I would follow up with them about once a week. And again, if you have a system and you're organized and you have lists like this, it makes it a lot easier and it takes a lot less time. Okay, so, and then with three-way calls too, I know that this is something that I've taught on a lot of our calls, but a three-way call, this is what Eric Worre teaches. This is basically just getting on the phone with someone, with your sponsor or with whoever else. It doesn't have to be your sponsor. It can be anyone on the team. And the idea of it is so that the person that you're talking to can see that someone else in this business is having success other than just you. And it takes the pressure off of you because you don't have to do any work. The person that is doing the three-way for you does all the work. They do all the talking, they ask all the questions. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sit there and listen. It's so easy. I know when Chelsea went diamond, I helped her do three-ways a lot. So as I've told you guys before, I'm happy to do three-ways for you as you need them. Another thing that you can do is if I'm not available, if I'm at an event or whatever reason, we can always post in the team page and ask others if they're available for three-ways. It's really good to get someone on the phone, like whoever you're talking to, try to find someone that can relate to that person. So I know there was a three-way that I did with, it was like one of my coaches, and they had someone that also worked in higher ed, and that's what I used to do. So they wanted me to talk to them because I could relate to their story. So keep that in mind too when you're setting three-ways up. At three-ways, oh my God, like literally when Chelsea and I did them, I think she signed up every person that I talked to. So they're highly effective. All right, so the third thing is doing webinars and conference calls. And that's basically our team call that we do every week. We do a webinar for our prospects. We were doing them monthly, but after I go to leadership and the Eric Worre events, I'm going to learn what they're doing because they haven't been as effective lately. So I'll update you guys on that later. But for now, and even then, that would only be like once a month or once a quarter. So that's not a lot of time. But our team calls are only 45 minutes. So that's only 45 minutes a week. The fourth thing, and this doesn't even apply to us in our business, it was as a weekly event, which there's a lot of other network marketing companies that do events weekly in person. And I think it's something that's really great. And I would love to do like when I have a team in person, since I only have one person that lives here that's on my team right now. I mean, we could do them, but an event that you do in person is basically inviting your prospects like to your house, or if you have like a huge event, you can invite them to a hotel or whatever. And it's kind of like doing an opportunity webinar, but you're doing it in person instead. I love in-person stuff, actually. It's a lot more effective, I think. But if you are doing things like that, it only takes 60 minutes a week to do that because those events would only be 60 minutes a week. So altogether right now, what are we at? Let me get a calculator out because I am not even going to attempt math right now in this state of mind. Okay, so for exposures, we are at 50 minutes a week. For follow-ups, we're at 50 minutes a week. For webinars, we're at 45 minutes a week. Events, I'm not even going to add in because we don't do those. Okay, so we're only at 145 minutes a week. So what is that? That's a little bit over 2 hours a week. That's all you got to have so far. And we only have a few things left. Okay, so the fifth category is personal development audio. This only takes about 10 minutes a day to do 5 days a week. Of course, again, these are all things that are the bare minimum. Like if you want to build your business faster, or if you have a longer commute, you can listen to more audio than that. Susanna said, yes, I love that. I freaking love personal development audio. Raise your hand if you're like really bad at books. Like I suck at books and I continue to make myself read them, but Susanna's like, yes. It is hard for me to focus on books. I freaking love audio. Whenever I'm feeling down, I love audio. There's some podcasts that you can look up. I'm just going to give you guys some of the ones that I listen to. Chalene Johnson has one. This is one, it's not necessarily related to business, but it kind of is. It's called The Liberated Woman. I really like her. There's another one called Entrepreneur on Fire. Of course, there's The School of Greatness. Oh, yeah, Susanna just said it with Lewis Howes. I get to meet him this weekend. Oh my God, I'm going to his event. The other one that I have on here is like more about body stuff. But if you guys want to listen to it, it's called Mind Body Musings. And of course, there's the Beachbody podcast too. I don't know if there's any other ones that I'm missing out on, but those are just the ones I listen to. So let's see. the one thing that Tiffany mentioned when she was discussing listening to personal development audio, of course, like listening to it in your car is like a given. Like a lot of people are super busy and have full-time jobs and have families. So it's understandable that it's hard to fit personal development in. And I understand because when I started, I worked 80 hours a week at times and I was doing my master's degree. So I didn't have all this time in the world. But the thing is like whenever you have extra time, like, or not extra time, but you can do it. You can multitask when you're cooking, when you're taking a shower, when you're getting ready. It can really be anything. Tiffany mentioned, because she's a mom, to not listen to personal development audio if your kids are in the car, because she said it like really funny, but she said like your kids will get mad at you because your car goes from like listening to really fun music together and dancing and then like listening to boring personal development audio, because to kids it's boring. So she said to make sure that you like put aside 10 minutes of your day. Like, oh, she does. She loves PD in your car. Oh, that's cute. Well, I guess most kids, she was saying, don't. But just set aside 10 minutes a day on your own. So now we're up to 195 minutes a week. Okay. So that's the 5th category. The 6th category is personal development reading. So that's 15 minutes a day at 5 days a week. So that's 75 minutes a week. So, oh shit, I just hit delete. 195 plus 75. So right now we're up to 270 minutes. I think I did that right. I do PD in my car using Bluetooth in my phone. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. Okay, so PD reading. So you need to decide first what you're going to read, of course. And Hattie is amazing, and she just put a file in the team page, which I'm going to screen share and show you guys real quick. That is a suggested list of personal development books based on, if you just click on files in the team page, it's right here, the second one, recommended personal development list. And it will show you books based on different categories like network marketing, time management, discipline, mindset, relationships, leadership, goal setting, social media, nutrition and clean eating, like so many different things. So the best thing to do is figure out what your weakness is or what you want to focus on right now in your business. And pick a book from that and literally just start with 15 minutes a day if that's all you have. I mean, you can do it before you go to bed. It's a great way to turn your mind off at night, whenever you can fit it in. You can do it at work if you can. Let's see. Oh, Tiffany also mentioned to not do personal development if you have a family while they're watching TV, because they're going to like be like, what the heck is mom doing or dad doing? If you're a dad, there's no dads on here, but you know, just in case there's a dad listening, they'll be like, what's she doing? And then they'll be like all sad that you're not spending time with them and stuff. So just know that, you know, just set aside 15 minutes a day, because you need your family time too. That's important. You don't want each area of your life to spill into the other one. Okay. And then personal development reading is like very important. Even though I would love to just listen to audio all the time, it really does help to sit down and read a book. Like I don't like, what is it called? Ebooks. I don't do well with ebooks myself. I know lots of people love them, but I know Robin's the same way. Like I have to have a book. Like raise your hand if you have to have a book. Like I like to highlight it. I like to freaking like write stuff, and I'll take notes and just like start making a to-do list. That's the best way that your personal development is going to be the most effective, is when you can make a to-do list based on what you're reading and then start implementing it. Okay, so that's the 6th category. The 7th category, she called appointments, which for us, that would just be presenting the business opportunity to people, or meeting with people in person, or doing a phone call, or whatever it may be. So if you are doing 2 a week, that's about, wait a minute, I don't understand my notes. 120 minutes a week. Okay, it's 2 a day for a week. It's 120 minutes for, hang on, I'm just adding over here too, for the whole week. So in reality, it really shouldn't take that long when it comes to our business, because we have tools online. Like we have the videos that I've made, the webinars that I've recorded, the coach closing questions that we have that we discuss with people when we're talking to them. Of course, I used to spend a ton of time on the phone talking to people, but there was just not enough time in the day to keep doing that. Honestly, it wasn't something that I could continue doing. Otherwise I would have had no life. So I do get on the phone sometimes. And of course I love video too, but it's whatever you want to do and whatever you feel comfortable with. And then excuse me, the 8th thing is a monthly event, which within Beachbody, we don't have monthly events. We have quarterly events. But even if you're going to like a monthly event, say that we did have one, that would be like probably a couple hours a week. But we have quarterly, which is once every 3 months. So when you boil that down into a week, I don't even know how much time that would be. But right now, we're at 390 minutes. So if you divide that by 60, that's only 6.5 hours a week. So if you're working your business for 5 days a week, all you need is 1.3 hours a day. I was being precise because the calculator said 1.3. So literally, the checklist that I showed you guys, it only takes me an hour to do that. Of course, I choose to work more than an hour some days. Lately, I've had, some stuff I'm going through, so I haven't been working a lot like I used to because I've been trying to get through my emotions. But the checklist alone only takes me an hour. If I'm doing other things that take more time than that, it's just, you always want to make sure that what you're doing are income producing activities. So if you're spending a lot of time like scrolling on Facebook or like designing flyers or creating a blog, I mean, those are all really good things that you want to do, but those aren't income producing activities. Income producing activities are inviting new people, talking to new people, connecting with new people, following up with people, all the things that we just discussed. So when you boil it down to those things, you can really focus it down to about an hour a day. And what I was saying is if I spend more time than an hour a day, I like to usually work about like 4 to 6 hours a day on average. That's just me though. That's because that's all I do now. I will just spend more time talking to the team, doing calls for the team, and then following up with people. The same things we keep talking about. I just use more time to do the income producing activities. So a lot of that time is spent in conversations with prospects or people on the team. So that was really all I got for the call tonight, but I'll go through that list. And of course I'll open it up for questions. I'll go through the list real quick again. And I will upload my checklist. What I'll do is I'll actually add it as a file to the team page, because when I get back from all these conferences at the end of October, I'm going to do like a Dropbox redo because it is so unorganized right now. So I will add it as a file to the team page. So thank you for that idea, Robin. Okay, so number 1 is exposures and invites, 50 minutes a week. Number 2 is follow up in 3 ways, 50 minutes a week. Did I just say number 2 or 3? That was number 2. Number 3 is webinar/conference calls, 45 minutes a week. Number 4 is weekly event, which we don't do. Number 5, personal development audio, 50 minutes a week. Number 6, personal development reading, 75 minutes a week. Number 7, appointments, 120 minutes a week. And then 8, monthly events, which we don't do. So does anyone have any questions about that at all that they want to ask? There was something else that I was just looking at in the notes that I felt like I was going to say. Oh yeah, these are a few things I was going to mention too from Tiffany, what Tiffany talked about. Tiffany was talking about how there is more power in having a part-time story with Beachbody rather than having a full-time story. So when I say that, I mean that you haven't quit your full-time job yet and you're only doing this in part-time hours, because when you tell someone that, like when I tell people my story, it's hard for people to relate to that. When I tell them how much money that I earn and the hours that I work, like it's crazy. Like they're like, what? They don't understand. So when you have a story and you're like, yeah, I earned $5,000 this month and I only worked 5 hours a week to do that. Like they'll be like, or 7 hours a week, however you want to say it. They'll be like, holy shit, like how do you do that? And Jim Rohn was the person that said that, because Jim Rohn, I think he actually just passed. Did he pass away? Robin, do you know if he passed? Okay, yeah, he passed away. He was like this guru in network marketing, and he was the one that says that there's more power in the part-time story, because he had a job that he didn't want to quit because his story became less powerful when he quit his job. But to me, I was like, whatever, I don't want to have a job anymore. So peace out. Mary, I saw your question real quick, or I saw your question, but let me go through these things real quick. So Tiffany just said a few tips on time management is to control your time. Don't let it control you. So don't start your day with your phone, text messages, and all that kind of stuff I know that I used to be horrible at looking at my phone first thing. Now my phone goes on airplane mode, usually around 8 o'clock my time at night. And it doesn't go back off the airplane mode until usually about 10 o'clock the next morning after I've done my time with God, my personal development, worked out. If I can work out, I can't right now because of the reset. But I feel so much better. And I will literally get anxiety if I like look at my phone first thing. And she also said, like, you have to fill yourself up first before you can go help anyone else. So that's why that's so important. Second thing she said was to schedule everything. Let's see. Don't just like answer every phone call that you get or every text message that you get and interrupt what you're doing, because those distractions are what make us take more time. Number 3, she said to actually work while you work, like we discussed, doing income producing activities. Number 4, she said make sacrifices, not mistakes. So make sure that you're actually, like, you want to make sacrifices so that you can have more freedom, but don't put your family on so much of the back burner that you never see them. Don't be in a room with someone and just be on your phone and like texting, and they'll be like, Mommy, why aren't you listening to me? Or it doesn't even have to be Mommy. But I mean, I used to be really bad about that when I would go visit my family. And then I just decided, like, this is fucking, I'm sorry guys, this is crazy. Like I don't get to see my family that often. And now I really don't, because they're across the country. But I've made it a point, like when I go visit people now, like I will not check my phone. Like I will forget that I have a phone when I'm with people now, because I like to be present and in the moment, and people will appreciate that. And that was the 5th point that she said, was to put the phone down. Like I told you guys earlier, I turn my Facebook notifications off on my computer, like the chat off. I do not have any notifications on my phone other than text messaging. I can't see anything like my Facebook, how many notifications I have. I turn all that shit off. It makes me feel so much better. And the 6th thing that she said were to have rituals in your life. So those are, it doesn't have to be like a crazy schedule that you have to follow and do it, like do the same exact thing at every exact moment every day, but having rituals. So like for me, what I do when I wake up is I spend my time with God first, and then I'll do some personal development, and then I figure out what I'm going to do next. But when I had a full-time job, what I would do kind of looked the same. I would do my God time, do personal development, do my workout, shower, go to work. And I would do the same thing basically every single day. So when I got into those habits, that's what creates success. Okay. So Mary said, I have a question about organizing the invites versus re-invites and follow-ups. Okay. Let me unmute you in a second. Robin said Jim Rohn passed away several years ago. However, his birthday was, okay. Thank you. I think that I got confused because Eric Worre sent out something about the Jim Rohn thing recently. So oh my gosh, I'm special. Okay. Mary, I'm going to unmute you for your question.
Okay. So can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so I was just trying to, when you were going through like the screen sharing with how you keep track of everything and how you're bringing it down to the minutes and everything to make sure you're being efficient. Well, like for some reason, I'm trying to figure out a system still that works for me for, tracking invites, follow-ups, all that. So like, what do you do to like differentiate between, well, obviously the initial invite's an invite, and then between like a follow-up or like a re-invite, like a few months later?
I count follow-ups as following up with prospects or following up with new contacts that I just reached out to the previous week. Re-invites, I typically count those as an invite, but you still want to make sure that you're sending out at least 10 new invites every week minimum. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. So like if you invite somebody, like say last month, like month of September, you invite somebody and they, you follow up with them, they give you some objections to try to get over their objections, but, it doesn't happen that month. So the following month, would you count that as like a re-invite, or would you count that as a follow-up when, you go back the following month to invite them again?
I would count that as a re-invite, not a follow-up. My follow-ups are always with, like, I count that as like new prospects and new contacts, like new people I'm talking to.
Okay. So basically, it would be like lots of following up, like the same people. If you're going back to the same people a lot, then that would be more like a follow-up.
Right.
Okay.
Did I answer your question? I feel like I'm like brain dead. I'm like,
I think you did. I'm just trying to figure out like what tracking system works best for me. And so I guess just kind of seeing how like you do it, kind of maybe gives me some ideas of how maybe I can try to start doing it, because I've tried a few different ways and like nothing seems to work. And I stopped keeping spreadsheets on everything I start. So I started to do a notebook, but I don't know. So but yeah, you answered my question.
Okay. I think it's all about whatever you're consistent with, because I've also tried notebooks. I've also tried like Excel spreadsheets. And when we went to Summit and then when I moved across the country, since I was like in my car and like living in hotels, I had no other, like I knew I was going to be consistent with a notebook or an Excel spreadsheet. So that's why I have the Google Sheets and the Google Drive, because you can download an app on your phone so you can access it from your phone and it automatically updates it everywhere. So to me, that was the easiest, but I think you just have to figure out what you're most consistent with. What happened, Robin? Do you want me to unmute you? We have less than a minute left.
No.
We'll do the giveaway in the team page. Go ahead, Robin. Hi.
So can I transfer my Excel spreadsheets into Google Docs?
Yeah, I did that. I copied and pasted everything in my Excel spreadsheet to my Google Doc.
That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's it. Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I love you all. If you have any other questions, feel free to type them in the team page, and we do a giveaway. I know that you guys know this, but Christine is new. I can't even say her name. Christine is new. So we do a giveaway for a prize at the end of each team call. And what we'll do is we'll pick a random number, and I'll go to random number generator and we'll get a winner. So I will post in the team page so that you can all post a random number, and we'll get off here because it's going to kick us off. But I love you all, and I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you in the team page. Bye.